Hello and welcome back to the Laurenceville Garage. This is Andy. If you're new to the channel, thank you for stopping in. And if you're a returning subscriber, I appreciate you coming back. In our previous video, we made a benchtop harness that would connect the LS PCM to our PC so that we could go into it and eliminate the VATS. That was the whole purpose. And I promised you there was going to be two parts. First part was building that harness. This is part two. We're going to connect it to our computer, and I'm going to go in and I'll try to show you step by step how to access the PCM, find the VATS, and turn it off. So let's get started. Okay, to begin, the dongle I'm using is a OBDX Pro LX, and I'll put a link in the description below about that if you didn't see it already. This will connect harness that we created that will help to communicate the information from the PCM to the PC. So I'm going to install. Yeah, don't pay attention to that. Those pop up. I don't know why. Connecting the dongle to my device. Plugging my device in to 12-volt power source. Connecting a USB cable to the dongle. And then we'll connect the USB connection over to my PC, and now it's connected. And I'm going to turn it on, and I'll turn on the switched power as well. So now everything is on. The PC is connected to the blue connector. Dongle shows it's activated. As you can see, everything's working there. Come back over to here and position that so you can see everything. You need to download all the current drivers from the OBDX Pro site, along with any updates. That'll help to make sure that this is a product that is fairly new. It's a new version. The previous was the VT, I believe it was, and that's no longer available. So the upgraded version is called the VX. Once you do get your updates and the drivers from that site and put it on your PC, then you'll need to restart your computer to make sure that all that is functioning properly. Now, to begin with, we're going to go to PC Hammer. Now, if you haven't already done this, you can Google PC Hammer. And it will pull up this line right here. PC Hammer is the first one. Actually, I think is the second one I used. This one right here. Click on it. Scroll down, and it will be this under installation. On the installation, click that, and you will scroll down to an area where it says assets. Right here, say PC Hammer 021.zip. You'll want to click on that. And when you do click on it, now I've already done this, so I'm not going to do it, but if you click on this, it will download this file into your computer, and it will appear in the upper right-hand corner where your downloads are. And you'll click on that to open it. Now, I've already opened this before, so I'm not going to click on it, but when I go to my downloads up here in the upper right screen, I do get a drop-down menu, and this last one is the PC Hammer 021 zip. One click is all it takes, and there it is. Now, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this screen that's below it that you just clicked on prior to this. Okay, there it is. You'll see PC Hammer 021. You want to click on that, and you'll scroll down to where it says PC Hammer application, and there it is, and it says 456 kilobytes. That's the one you want. Click on that. It will say extract all, which you want to do. Select a file and destination. It'll be specific to your computer. I've already got it, so I'm going to say skip the files because I've already got that. That takes you to another screen now. It says PC Hammer 21, and you want to click on that. And now you'll follow the prompts to get it on the screen, and you will get let me find it first. PC Hammer right here. It's 456 kilobytes. Now it automatically opens up the PC Hammer, and you get a little screen up here that is telling you, thank you. Let me see if I can adjust this a little bit. There we go. Okay, now then this screen pops up and it says, thanks for using PC Hammer. Now I get that because I've already got it. If this is your first time, when you click on that screen, you're going to get a pop-up window from Windows saying it's a protected pop-up. And you want to click on the Info tab and click Run Anyway, and that'll download it to your computer. And then at that point, you'll get this PC Hammer screen. You want to select the device. And if this is your first time, I've seen it work both ways. Serial port device, if you click on that, you'll get these two drop-down menus. That tells me where I've got it on my computer, OBDX Pro, and I would hit test. In my case, I know that one, I've tried that before. What works is the J2534 device. So I click on that and go to this drop-down menu for the OBDX Pro VX, which is my dongle, and you want to connect, click, then you want to click on test. Okay, I'll move this out of the way. Now I'll move this screen out of the way, and you can see it says initializing J2534 device, loaded DLL, I'm not quite sure what that is, connected to the device, and the battery voltage is 12.53 volts. So you want to collect, after this, you don't need this anymore, get rid of this. Comes back, it's reconnected now. At this point, you want to select read properties right here under operations. And under the read properties, it will tell you if the program is communicating with the PCM, which it is. It lets you see the VIN number of the vehicle. Here's the VIN of this vehicle, 1GNEC16T, on and on. You can look it up to see specifically what that is. So if you have a PCM that you've gotten from a salvage yard or bought it off Marketplace or someplace, and you, even if you're not quite sure what it belongs to because you got it from someplace that wasn't directly off of a vehicle, you can look up your VIN number now to see exactly what that's been off of. Tells you the hardware type. It says PO1-P59, and it'll tell you the model year, at least the 10th digit over. The 1 in this case, the T tells me it's a 5.3, just the standard LM7, and the 1 right there in the 10th digit spot tells me it's a 2001. Now you want to select Tools and read entire PCM. Now you want to create a file name for this. In this case, I'm going to call it YT for YouTube, LG for Laurenceville Garage, PCM 1, and I'm going to put original. And the reason I'm doing that, I'll tell you in just a moment. And it's .bin because it's a bin file. Now the reason I'm using original is because before I make any modifications at all to this PCM, I want a copy of what's in there already. That way, if for some reason there's a problem in the future, things get kind of screwy or wonky, then I can go back and download and put the original file that was into the computer in the first place. So that's why I'm going to call it YT YouTube LG for Laurenceville Garage PCM1 original.bin, and we're going to save that. Has the PCM been powered for at least 10 seconds? It has, so just hit continue. Now it's going to take several minutes for this to download. It's reading everything in the computer. Usually takes, depends on the speed of your computer, anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes to read it. Once this is downloaded, you want to also download a program called Universal Patcher. And I'm going to do that here in just a moment. Pull up patcher for my downloads in the upper right-hand corner. And here's Universal Patcher. Once I've opened Universal Patcher up here, I'm going to scroll down to the program, and it's down here. It says Universal Patcher Application, and it's the largest file, 3511. Well, that one's slightly more, but the 3511 is the application. That's a PDB file. You want the application. Click on that. Extract all. Select a destination and extract files. I do that. And it takes a moment for it to download. In my case, I've already got the files, so I'm going to say skip. All right, once I've opened that Universal Patcher and set it aside, I'm coming back to my original screen from PC Hammer, and you can see where it's completely downloaded. It says the read is complete. All read request messages succeeded on the first try. You have an excellent connection to the PCM. Shows these files that have been checked. Everything matches up and works. So at this point, it also tells me the file that I've saved for that particular version. Now, I want to open a bin file and find the one that I created. Okay, once you find your Universal Patcher, it's the 3511 kilobytes. It's the application. Click on that, extract all. Extract everything that comes out of it. Skip the files. Now then, come down to it. You want to hit it again. Okay, now that you've opened up the Universal Patcher, over here you'll want to hit File and Open Bin, and you'll want to find the one that you just created. In our case, it was the YouTube Laurenceville Garage PCM1 original bin. So we're going to select that. And now it opens up all kinds of stuff here. I'm going to close this down just a little bit. There are tabs across here so that you can see different views. There's 1,341 items inside this. You can open each of these items, these 5 items in this way, or you can go across the top. If you'll notice, they're the same ones. This shows that there's multiple ways to look at them. Let's just go across and click on this one. It changes it from 1D, 2D, and 3D. The 1D, for example, when you click on it, it has one row. It has a single item that you can change. And this whole list is all stuff that's just one item that you can change. If you go to the 2D, click on it, there are multiple things within that row that can be changed. So whatever you click on. 3D, there's more information in there that you can see. Now this is getting into some very detailed information, so you don't want to go messing with this unless you do know exactly what you're doing. But if you will click on this version, just kind of play around with it, click on the different tabs and see what comes up so that you can see different aspects of what's in the computer and how to access it. Because we're not going to make any corrections or changes to this particular file, let's just save the file. So we'll go to Save Bin As, and I'll want to pick that YouTube Laurenceville Garage PCM1 original.bin. So we're going to save that. It already exists. You want to replace it? I'm just going to say yes. And so it has saved that information in there. So now we don't have to worry about if we do something in the future to kind of screw things up, or we feel like we've changed some things that we didn't want to change. You can go back and download that file, and it'll put it back to its original settings. But we do want to make some changes to this computer. So let's go to Tools under the PC Hammer, and let's read the entire PCM again. And this time we're going to give it a new test name. We're going to call it a YouTube Laurenceville Garage PCM 2, number 2, and then we'll put modified .bin. So we've created a new file for it. All right, so it's going to open it up again, and this is the one that's going to take a few minutes. And while it's doing that, we've already got our universal patcher opened up over here. So we'll just wait until this finishes. I'll be back in just a moment. Okay, it's been several minutes now, and the computer has gone through the process of reading the computer again, and it's telling me here the name of the file that we're going to save the contents to. So we're going to go over to the universal patcher, and in this case we want to open a bin. Under File, Open Bin, and let's go to the Modified. Here's the YouTube Laurenceville Garage PCM2 Modified. That's the name we gave it, and open that up. All right, so here's the computer, the settings with what's going on here under the new name. Here's the PCM2 Modified bin. So this is where we're going to make our changes now. We could have made them before, but I wanted to save that copy as a safety net. So if you'll go, let's click on this little diagram here, and it comes up with the 1D, 2D, 3D. First of all, if you want to eliminate just the VATS, click on this fourth box over that has the little check mark and the E and the O1 and the fraction. You can get a drop-down menu that's got an O1, an E, and a check mark. And each of those you can hit the plus and it'll break it down into a lot more variables. But if you'll go to the E, open the E, and go down to VTD, and that will be the last item here, VTD configuration. Click on that, and this is your VATS. Now, down here in the lower right-hand corner, or at least of this screen, it tells you this is used to activate the different VTD functions within the PCM. So click on the drop-down menu, and it's currently at a class 2, and then there's a PWM, and there's none. Click on none, and now that has selected, you have now selected to eliminate your VATS by choosing none. And then to execute that, right above it, click execute. It's changed. You can go back to your menu. It'll get a pop-up here saying apply modifications, and you want to say yes. Okay, so now your VATS are eliminated. To find out where your O2 sensors are so that you can disable your rear O2 sensors, you'll want to select this tab that gives you the O1, E, and the check mark. Select the check mark, and then go down this menu until you get to DTC.mil. That's your MIL light, or MIL codes, I should say. Now, in this, I'm going to expand the screen out because there's more information here. Adjust that so you can kind of see it better. There you go. You can see that these are your trouble codes. For example, PO1 is a mass or volume airflow circuit range performance problem. Here's a drop-down menu that tells you more information about that, whether it's trip immediately, store it, not reported, disable, and you can go over here to the MIL enable, and you can either check it to enable it or uncheck it to disable it. So the codes you're wanting to look for start at P0137. So right here, it's O2 sensor, circuit, low voltage, bank 1. You want all the sensor 2s. So 37, 38, 40, and 41 are all your bank 1 sensor 2. So we're going to go over here to the right and simply check those, remove those check marks, and now the computer will not recognize that. You should not have a sensor 3. Not if this is a Gen 3 motor. Now that takes care of one bank. The other bank is a P0157, 58, 60, and 61. These are all your bank 2 sensor 2s. So again, we're going to remove those. So now those 4 have been deactivated. They should not show up. Anything you click after that is going to ask for apply modifications. You want to say yes. But now for one thing extra, let's suppose you want to alter the temperature that you want your fans to come on at. Let's say you don't want them coming on over 200. You want them to come on a little sooner than that. So in order to find the fans, you want to go to this table right here, click on it, and the 1D, and then scroll down until you find ECT. It's in alphabetical order. So you're just going through until you find, then here's ECT, and here's fan 1 AC high threshold. ECT fan 1 high threshold. So let's take a look at that. It is set to come on at 139.9609 degrees Celsius. It says in the lower right-hand corner here, enable the fan 1 output if coolant temperature is above this threshold. So it's currently set at 139. I want to go to this table, and let's say I want it to come on at 200 degrees Celsius. That's 93.33. So that's close enough for me. Let's just go with 93.33. All right. And the fan 2 high threshold. Oh, well, you want to apply that modification. Fan 2 high threshold. It says 139. I don't like that either. Let's have it come on, say, at 205, which is 96. So let's go to the 96. Threshold. And click on anything here, and you get the modification. Yes. Okay. So now we're back to, here's the fan 1 high threshold. There's the 93 we set it at. And the fan 2 high threshold, we set it at 96, and it rounded it to that. So now we have all the changes that we want to make to our current PCM. Now we just want to check this out and save it. So you go into File, and you want to save bin as, and we're going to go to this PCM2 modified bin, save it. The modified bin already exists. Do I replace it? Yes. Now we're going to go back to the PC Hammer page. And from here, we're going to do a test write. Test write is right here under Operations. We need to select the bin file, and here it is, the PCM2 modified. I'm going to open that, press continue, and now it's going to run that program and write it. This will take a few minutes. I'll be right back. And it comes back up. It shows that everything has been gone through and verified. Everything matches up. Test write complete. So with the test write complete, then we want to go ahead and so we write the calibration. This will update the kind of calibration on your PCM. Okay. Select the correct bin. Continue. So that previous reading was the test write. This is the actual write. And our writing has completed. It says all write request messages succeeded on the first try. You have an excellent connection. Flash successful, and you're done. So at this point, you can now turn off power that goes to your PCM in the dongle and disconnect that. Your PCM has now been modified with the changes you wanted to make by turning off your rear O2 sensors, changing the fan's temperature that they would come on at, and eliminating your VATS. I hope you didn't find that too confusing. It takes a little playing around with it. There are lots of parameters within this PCM to look at. Be careful what you altered. Don't think you can make too many mistakes on it yourself, in that it will ask you to verify that change. So even if you play with a number, it will not automatically assume that is what you want. It will ask you to apply that change. You have the choice of saying yes or no to that. So you're fairly safe in taking care of that and not creating something. And if you did mess up, as long as you saved the parameters that were in it in the first place, you can always rewrite it to its original parameters and start over again. So I hope you got something from this. Hope it wasn't too confusing. This is new to me as well. I'm not a pro at this by any means. So if there's anything I can help you with, I will. Otherwise, there are other videos that are similar to this that might be a little bit more clear and direct, might help answer some of your questions. I was able to figure it out, and I'm sure you can too. So I appreciate you watching and sticking around to the end of the video, because each step is important. Thanks for watching.